Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Blessings in Surprise. In today's episode, we are going to be tackling a whole bunch of random projects that needed to get done. We're going to have some fridge organization, there will be a grocery haul, a new recipe for you. We're going to be looking through my seeds, planning for the garden. I have some sewing to do, some laundry to do. Just a whole bunch of stuff in today's video, so hope you stick around and keep me company as I get it all done. The first project I want to tackle today is going through all of these seeds that I have in the freezer and writing everything down to see what I have left. I haven't put in my seed order yet for the year, which I'm really far behind on that. You generally want to do that around November or so. November or December is the best time to order before they sell out. But it is mid-January and I haven't done that yet. So I'm going to write down everything I have and then I'm going to figure out what I still need to order. So I use these bread boxes to store my seeds in the freezer, and these are just the perfect size. See if I can get these out of here for you. Get my gluten-free cookies out of the way. So you can just like line them all up in there and it holds a lot. I have an excessive amount of seeds, so I have 3 of them full right now, plus extra in a Ziploc bag. There's a lot of seeds, but I'm one of those people who doesn't like to spend money if I don't have to, so I generally end up buying whatever seeds I want usually from Burpee or Gurney's or Baker Creek or somewhere like that, but I'll buy the seeds once and then I'll try to save the seeds from then on. I try to make sure I get heirloom varieties so I can do that, and that just saves a ton of money. And at some point I'll show you some videos on like how to save seeds for different things, because it's a different process depending on what the plant is. But anyways, I'm gonna sort through all these seeds and figure out what I have duplicates of, figure out what's too old to be viable, and then whatever I'm not using, we're gonna just plant a food plot for the deer and the rabbits and whatever, and hopefully keep them out of my garden and they can just have their own garden somewhere else on the property. So anyways, that's what I'm gonna do. Forgot to mention, when you store your seeds in the freezer, they can last for 5 years or more, so that's why I keep them in the freezer. They will store for a year or two just at room temperature, but the germination rate might go down with time if they're not kept in the freezer. But I've planted seeds that were like 3 years old that I had in the freezer and they all germinated just fine, so that's why they're in the freezer. And I will put a link to these freezer boxes down in the description box, because these are really nice. You get a nice tight seal, it's good sturdy plastic, and they are the perfect size for holding seeds or for holding loaves of bread or baked goods or things like that. I will also link these little envelopes in there. I just got these from Amazon. These are what I use to save my seeds, because they're just the right size for it. So I will give you a link to those too. This took a really long time because I had so many seeds, but I finally finished writing down all of the seeds that I have. I realized I have a lot of duplicates. Like I told you before, I like to save my seeds from year to year. So I'll have seeds that I saved in 2020, seeds that I saved in 2021, seeds that I saved in 2022, all for the same plant. So I'm gonna cut back on the duplicates and just save either the most recent ones that I have or the ones that just grew the best, because I did have some things accidentally cross-pollinate, so I'll get rid of those. But I'm just gonna save the best of the best and give the rest to my husband to put in a food plot for the deer. I also made a note as to whether it was a packet of seeds that I had saved from a previous harvest or whether it was originally from the retailer, from whoever I bought it from, just because it's less likely that I'm going to end up with an accidental hybrid if it's the original seed packet. That's only ever happened to me one time when I ordered seeds from another company. So that way I just have an idea of like which seeds would be better to save and, you know, which ones are more likely to give me what I want. So today, yeah, we're gonna try to tackle the fridge. You might look at this and think, oh wow, that's super organized. It doesn't look bad at all, which maybe it is more organized than some. I still would love to have better access to the things on the bottom shelf in this fridge. I don't like the fact that the fridge is on the bottom and the freezer's on the top, but we got this fridge for like $200 from a furniture rental place. We got it used and it's really big. And that's what we could do at the time, was we just needed a used one. So it is what it is. It's like, has dents in it. And when we first got it, it smelled really bad, but like it was $200. So, anyways, not a fan of it. And I also hate that, like, because of our radiator, how that sticks out here, I can't open the door wide enough to open this drawer all the way. So, there's a lot I don't like about this fridge, but it works and I'm grateful for that. So anyways, today's project, I want to tackle the meats and cheeses drawer because this thing drives me crazy. Like, mostly because every time I organize it, the kids pull stuff out and just throw it in anywhere, and it, like, stuff gets pushed to the back. It ends up getting moldy. We end up throwing stuff away because we don't know it's there. Like, oh my goodness, this is old. That's probably gotta go. So anyways, yeah, I just really want to go through this and organize it. And this time I'm hoping that at least maybe the kids will somewhat keep it organized, because I bought these dividers on Amazon. I'm gonna try to make like one section for meat, one section for cheese, and that's also the drawer where I keep, like, if I get biscuit dough or crescent rolls or something like that, that's in there too. So I'm gonna try to divide it into 3 sections and see if I can get everything to fit. So here's hoping. We've got some serious cheese crumb action happening all in this drawer, so apparently I need to wipe this out before I start organizing. So my sister got me these reusable paper towels for Christmas, so I'm gonna use these to clean out that drawer. I just wanted to show them to you. I think they're super cute. They're really soft and they work well, and then you just wash them like a regular washcloth and reuse them again. I'll try to find a link to these if I can and post it down in the description box if you guys are interested in reusable paper towels. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, why don't you just pull that whole drawer out to wash it? Because it would be a lot easier. You get a better clean. Well, once again, this is another drawer that, because of the radiator, that's as far as I can open the refrigerator door, and the drawer doesn't come out. So there is nowhere else in the kitchen that we can put a refrigerator because everything else is built in. But the only possible way to fix that problem would be to change the direction of the door swing on here, which my husband doesn't want to do, because then we'd be like in the corner of the kitchen trying to open from this side, and then it would hit the table, and it's just, there's no good solution. So it is what it is, and that is why I didn't take the drawer out to clean it. But I'm gonna give it one more wipe. I don't think it came all the way clean. And then we'll start organizing. exactly what I was hoping for. Not perfect, but hopefully this will at least be a little bit better. I have all the cheese in the middle section. I have the, ignore the refrigerator, it beeps at you when you leave the door open too long. But I have my biscuits and my dough over on the left, and then the meats on the right. We don't have any lunch meat right now, just pepperoni. So when we do have lunch meat, that'll go here. And hopefully that will help a little bit. We'll see. So just to give you my review on this product, I actually really like this. I looked at similar things, but the other one I was looking at that was a little bit cheaper, they had like a sticky surface on the end so that you put it in place and it stuck there. I like this one better because this is a foam surface and you can move it and readjust it as many times as you want, and you don't have to worry about losing the adhesive. So the cool thing about this is it clicks up once, clicks up twice. If you have it up twice, you can, get a better angle here for you. You can like adjust it to whatever length you want to get it to fit where you want it. And then when you click it down, when you click it all the way down, it squeezes it. Oops. Ignore that. Didn't mean to do that. But it'll apply extra pressure just a little bit so that it's pressed up against tightly. When you push this down, it just gives a little bit of like a tiny bit of extra length so that it has a tight fit. Then if you want to adjust it, you pull this up halfway and it'll just release that little bit of extra push that it gave it so that you can slide it back and forth without losing the length that you had set. And then when you put it back, you press the button back down and it'll push it back in again. If you want to adjust the actual length, you pull this all the way up and then it'll slide back and forth really easily again. So I think that's really cool. I really like the features of this. So I will link it down in the description box. That is the brand name. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that, but yeah, these are really nice. If I want to use dividers for something else, I would definitely get these again. So that is my honest review of these. Time for a grocery haul. This stuff I picked up at a Giant Eagle Market District that just opened up not too far from us. It's not really close to our house, but it's like on my way as I'm traveling somewhere else. So I stopped in to check it out, and I did find a few new products that I haven't seen before, and then just picked up some of my regulars while I was there. But this is actually for my husband. He is a biscotti lover, so that's his stuff right there. But I did get some snacks and some food for myself. Like I love this Angie's Boom Chicka Pop, the sweet and salty kettle corn. This stuff is amazing. It's really hard not to eat the whole bag when you open it. So you might have to like, you know, pre-portion it for yourself if you have trouble with that, but it's super good. I got these Thai rice noodles. I am gluten-free, not by choice, but out of necessity. And so I love these rice noodles. They're super yummy. So I got those. This is my flour of choice here. I use this for everything. This Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 gluten-free baking flour. You can literally use it in any recipe that calls for regular flour and it will turn out just as good. I use it to bake bread. I use it to make gravy. I use it for pancakes, waffles, muffins, cookies, you name it. If you use flour in the recipe, this will work just perfectly in place of regular flour. The only difference when you're baking with gluten-free flour is sometimes you might need to add a little bit more moisture to the recipe. Like when I make my pancakes, my grandma's recipe calls for 1 cup of milk, and when I make it, I have to add a little bit of water just to get the batter to the consistency where I want it when I'm using the gluten-free flour. But other than that, I mean, you won't notice the taste being off, nothing. I mean, it tastes and works just like regular flour, so love that stuff. Got 2 big bags of that. This I found, this company is kind of local to Western PA where I'm from, but I found some gluten-free gnocchi, and it's so hard to find gluten-free gnocchi where I live, so I was really excited that they had this. So I grabbed 2 boxes of that. I think this is just like brown rice or something. Where is it? Oh no. Potatoes, rice flour, potato starch, salt, lactic acid, sorbic acid. So yeah, So it's just mostly potatoes, a little bit of rice flour and potato starch. So I'm excited about that. I got my s'morables. These, okay, so these are like fake graham crackers, right? Now I will tell you, if you want it, if you're expecting like the consistency and flavor of a graham cracker, you're not gonna get it from these, but I do like them. They just don't taste like graham crackers, but the texture is harder. It's like a harder texture, and they just kind of taste like honey to me. I think they're good, but again, not necessarily tasting much like a graham cracker, but they're good. They're worth eating. So then I also picked up some sunflower seeds. I prefer them to be roasted, but the roasted ones that they had, they used like peanut oil to roast them, and I can't do nuts. So I just got them raw, and I'll have to like roast them myself, I guess. But I wanted to do these sunflower seeds and pepitas, which if you're not familiar with pepitas, they are just the inside of a pumpkin seed. It's called a pepita, like the little kernel that's inside of pumpkin seeds. Same thing with that. I had to get the raw because the roasted had peanut oil. But I wanted to just like get stuff to make my granola a little bit more interesting. With being gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, all those things, sometimes it's hard to find cereal that I can eat, anything other than like, crispy rice from Aldi or like Rice Chex or whatever. So I make my own cereal, and I'll use like sun butter, and then mix in like honey and dried fruit and oats and like the fake Rice Krispies that you get at Aldi. They're the only ones I've found that are gluten-free. So yeah, I just wanted more stuff to add in to make it more interesting. So we're gonna try some pepitas and some sunflower seeds. And I also wanna try doing overnight oats. I think I'll probably have some recipes for that soon, which like I have no desire to eat cold oatmeal. I think it's disgusting. It's not appetizing to me, but if I heated it up before I ate it, just having it prepared and in the fridge already, I think would save a lot of time and make it much more likely that I'd eat something healthy instead of just reaching for like, cookies or something. So anyway, that's how I plan to use those. These, as I knock it over, these I've never tried before. I've found them for the first time, so I'm gonna check them out and I will let you know how I like them. But it's really hard to find granola bars that are nut-free, and these are nut-free, so that was exciting. And they're also gluten-free. Here's all this stuff on the side. So nut-free, organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, kosher, all the things. So anyways, I'll check these out and I will let you know what I think. These are a favorite of mine. I love these things. Now, by the way, so I mentioned I'm gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free. There are some things that I'm not absolutely positive what all of the ingredients are. Like, for instance, this. Okay, so do not run out and buy this if you have the same allergies as me, because maybe you're more sensitive than I am. And there are like 2 ingredients on here that are questionable, that I'm not really sure what they are. Caramel color, I think, can sometimes contain gluten, and then flavoring. Like, how do you get away with just saying flavoring as an ingredient? Like, that could be anything in the world. I don't know how people can just be like, yeah, there's flavor in it. Guess what it is. Who knows? Who cares? But yeah, so I don't know for sure if this is gluten-free. I don't know for sure that it's soy-free or dairy-free or any of those things. But it is something that I can personally tolerate, so I eat it. But again, like, don't just assume that it is free of those things. If you have sensitivities or allergies, call the company first, make sure it's safe before you eat it, please. Just my little disclaimer. But I do like these when I'm on the go and I have to take food with me. These are really convenient. What did this I found, red lentil pasta, which I've tried the Trader Joe's brand and I really like that one. I haven't tried the Barilla brand, and I wish we had a Trader Joe's somewhere near me, but I mean, it's over an hour to the closest one and I just don't drive there too often. So, excuse me. So I'm gonna try out this Barilla one because I can get that a lot closer to home, and hopefully that will be good. These I'm really excited about. Excuse me. Yeah, these I have never tried. I've never seen them before, but I had a friend, Liz, if you're listening, shout out to you. She made me some roasted chickpeas one time that were crunchy with like curry powder on them, and they were so good. And so the thought of having like crunchy chickpeas delights me. And these are also honey roasted, which I'm hoping they're gonna be reminiscent of honey roasted peanuts because I loved those before I developed a sensitivity to nuts. I used to eat them all the time, and I'm pretty excited to try these out. I'll probably try them like today in a minute here when I'm done going over my grocery haul, and I will let you know immediately what I think of these. But anyways, then I got my gluten-free pretzels. I used to get the Aldi brand, but they stopped carrying the brand that they used to have, like the type they used to have, and now they changed the recipe, and I'm not a fan of what they have in it now. So I just switched over to the Snyder's, and these are really good. They also have honey mustard flavor, which I like, but again, that's something I'm not positive that it's absolutely like dairy-free, soy-free, all those other things. I don't know. So again, don't quote me on that one. It's something I think I can tolerate. I don't know. I eat it in small quantities just in case, but these plain ones are fine. I never had trouble with the plain ones. So did I miss anything? I think that's on my grocery haul for right now. I'm gonna try these chickpeas right now and I'm gonna let you know. So hang on a second. Okay, so I'm chewing on these right now. I will say they have a delightful crunch. I mean, it's as crunchy as a peanut. They're super crunchy. I'll eat one. You can probably hear me chew it. See here. Nice and crunchy. I'm not blown away by the flavor. It doesn't really have too much of a flavor. Like, you don't really taste the honey or the salt very much. And there's like a slight aftertaste that's kind of reminds you that it's not a peanut, but it doesn't really taste a whole lot like chickpeas either. It's kind of just a bland flavor. Let me keep going. Let's see. You get a little bit of salt when you first put it in your mouth. Get a little bit of honey. I mean, I wouldn't not eat them. I wouldn't say it's my favorite snack ever, but I do like the crunch. The crunch is fun. And they're not bad. I'm sure they'll grow on me after a while as I keep going in for more and eating more. Like, I have to reevaluate. Yeah, they're okay. They did have other flavors there too. I don't remember what they were, but if you look this up online, I'm sure you can find them. Yeah, I would say it's not bad overall. Definitely a much healthier option for snacking than a lot of things. And yeah, just not a very strong flavor. Like it's not like a super overpowering honey roasted flavor, just kind of very mild, very bland, but not bad. I'll give it a 1 thumb up out of 2. I think I may even try making some of these myself. We do have a freeze dryer, so I could try doing them in the freeze dryer. They'd be nice and crunchy. Or I might just roast them in the oven, and I don't know. I guess I need to make them shelf stable somehow. So either have to dehydrate or freeze dry them if I want them shelf stable. Otherwise, I'd have to keep them in the fridge, I guess. But I might play around with trying to make my own chickpea snacks. See how that goes. Watch out for that in a future video, I guess. But anyways, they're worth, I mean, for me, they're worth eating because it's something different. It's something healthy. It's, something other than gluten-free pretzels that I can shove in my mouth when I'm hungry. So anyways, all right, that's that. Just realized I forgot to talk about these. So these breakfast ovals, I haven't tried this flavor yet, this maple fig flavor, but I have had the apple cinnamon and the berry flavor, and I do like them. And they are so handy whenever you're on the go because they're individually wrapped, and it's like, for me, I would say half a meal on the go because I eat big meals, but like for a normal person, that would probably be enough for breakfast. I would need 2 for a full meal, but I do just grab these when I'm in a hurry, and I can eat them in the car while I'm driving, and it just works out. So anyways, I do like these. I'm excited to try this new flavor. The other part of my grocery haul were the cold things that I had put away earlier, so I just took them out to show you, but I love the Udi's brand bread products. They're super good. A lot of times I'll make my own gluten-free bread products, but sometimes I just don't have time, and Udi's are definitely my favorite ones to buy. So I got the hamburger buns and the hot dog buns. And I grabbed these Nathan's hot dogs that are gluten-free. And again, I'm not sure what all else is in these. And I don't know. I mean, you might be able to tolerate them. You might not. I don't know. But I've had them before. And as long as I don't eat too many, I'm usually okay. And, you know, hot dogs in general are not great. But sometimes you just need a quick meal. So that's what I got. So I had these old bananas that were getting really soft, and I decided to just peel them and put them into small pieces and stick them in the freezer so we can use them for smoothies. And we have been getting into smoothies more often. That was one of my goals for 2023, was just to have smoothies more often. And I did a video where I reorganized my kitchen so I could bring my blender in and leave it on the countertop and have, you know, just stuff in an easily accessible location so that I could make smoothies more often with less effort. And we have been doing that, so it's been really cool. I just give each kid a mason jar and they fill it with whatever fruit they want to stick in there, and they pick a type of liquid, whether it's water, juice, milk, whatever. So they pick out their liquid, they pick out their fruits, and then they hand me their cup, and I blend it up for them and pour it back into the cup, and it's been really cool. It's a fun thing. I'll have to make a video and show that to you at some point. But anyways, I'm just peeling these bananas and cutting them up for the kids, sticking them in the freezer. Once I have them all cut up, I'm gonna squeeze the air out, and then I'm just gonna press them flat in the bag so that they're not all stuck together, and just leave a little bit of space in between them when I put them in the freezer. Now, I have a really big garden at our house, and so I like to save all of my food scraps to use as compost because it's just cheaper than buying stuff at the store. And so I keep a little 5-gallon bucket on the front porch, or I guess the porch right off of the kitchen. And so anytime I have food scraps from the kitchen, I just dump them in there. And when the bucket gets full, I take it down to the compost pile in the garden. The next project on my list today is doing a little sewing. My husband had some buttons that were coming loose on his suit jacket, so I'm going to do that. But I'm just showing you the containers I use to hold my thread because I love these containers. I can keep the thread super organized, and of course I have everything in rainbow order, so it's easy to find. But that's the brand name of it. I will see if I can find it online. I bought these so many years ago. I don't know if they'll have the exact same thing still available, but I will look for you, and if not, maybe I'll try to find something similar. But I really like this. It opens on both sides so that you can access everything and see everything all at once too. And so anyways, just wanted to show that to you. But speaking of goals for 2023, as I was mentioning, having more smoothies was one of ours, and we have actually been keeping up with that surprisingly. But what are your goals for 2023? I would love to know. Leave me some comments down below. Now, I am not one of those people who makes New Year's resolutions generally, because I feel like no matter what you resolve to do, you're just setting yourself up to fail. And I know I was just talking about goals, so it's kind of hypocritical, but honestly, like, I'm not the kind of person who says, okay, because it's January 1st, now all of a sudden I need to do this thing that's good. You know, it was just the timing of being right after the holidays when we had spent so much time binging on junk food and just eating so unhealthy that's what makes me want to reset and start over doing more healthy things for myself. So that's where eating the smoothies came into play. But one goal that I do have that I'd like to do before the end of the year is get up to 1,000 subscribers. I'm hoping that this YouTube channel will be a source of income for my family eventually, and I just started it a couple months ago, so I know it's not there yet. But I'm hoping that by the end of 2023, I can get up to 1,000 subscribers, because that is the point where YouTube will start paying you for advertising. So if you guys like what you see here and you enjoy my videos, please, please, please share them with your friends, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and just share with everyone you know, because I would really love to hit that goal by the end of 2023. So I didn't film it, but after I finished sewing this button on completely, realized that I had sewed it on sideways because it had lettering on the front and it was turned sideways. And I was like, of course it's turned sideways. And it's not like you can just get away with it because it's a fancy suit. You only wear it when it's important to look nice. So I had to cut the button off and start all over again. But that is my life. Probably should have filmed this while I was making it and dumping it all in, but honestly, all I did to make this stir fry was literally take all these containers of leftovers from the fridge and just dump them in a pot. So I had a little bit of zucchini, had some carrots, some leftover turkey, some leftover mushrooms, and we have a little bit of rice left over from Chinese takeout when I was not feeling well the other day, so my husband just got takeout. So we got some rice left over, so I'm just throwing together a little quick stir fry. Oh, and I had some turkey gravy, so I threw that in there. And yeah, that's gonna be dinner, but I'm actually really excited about it. It looks delicious. It's something I like to call a leftovers remix. And you just take all your leftovers and make a completely new meal out of them. So it seems like you're eating something new, even though you're using up what's old. But it works. You can trick your mind into thinking it's something new because it tastes good anyway. So yeah, anyway. So there you have it. Stir fry leftover remix. Oh my gosh, guys, this is so good. This was actually turkey that was left over from Thanksgiving. And if you saw my video about the vacuum sealing, you saw the leftover turkey getting vacuum sealed so it could just be easily thawed in some hot water, reheated in a stove really quickly, which is what I did earlier in the week to make a really quick dinner. And it had so much flavor in it. That recipe for that turkey, I'll try to link like the videos to the vacuum sealing and link to the recipe for the turkey, but oh my goodness, it has like rosemary, thyme, garlic, lemon, salt and pepper. I don't even remember what all, but man, is that good. This is a really good stir fry. I'm excited. Last project for today was I finally finished shelling all my dry beans from this past summer's garden, and now they are ready to be canned, but that is a project for another day. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hope you guys have a wonderful week. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.